There is like a palpable space of grief, sadness. And as I try to move in and through it, it is like, once you move into it, it feels like infinity. It feels like the infinity grief. And it is almost like you are in the ocean, not on the ocean, in the ocean. You're in the water. You're under the surface. And you're deep enough under the surface so you don't really see clearly where the surface is. And as from that perspective, the water seems to be infinite in all directions. And even if you attempt to, say, move in a certain direction one way or another, you don't know if you're actually moving or not. Because although the currents and the things are going, you don't know, have I moved at all? There are no landmarks by which to gauge whether you have moved or are moving. I don't even know. Grief is the word that we can use to describe this word. But it's not truly grief. I mean, that's just a close... What it is very, very white. It's a very white place. It's not a very... I don't think this is getting anywhere. It is coming from the... Okay, wait a second, hold on. Okay. This space. Okay. Alright, here, I'm getting something now. This is going... Alright. When there was the idea of moving into... to be separate from what is divine. To not be moving and acting in divinity. Because that is this place where we are at. Because in divinity there is movement and flow. There is no need for laws and rules because there is divinity. And divinity will always align to divinity. And anything that is experienced as not divine is momentary and quick because you quickly realign to divinity. And there's no need to rationalize or reason about it. It just is. But in this space that was created as a pocket to try to exist outside of divinity and create an alternate experience, even though it had no life in of itself. It had to feed off the light of divinity in order to exist. But they created an alternate wavelength. Or tried to create an alternate wavelength that would exist outside of divinity. With... and not be held to that which is divine, but to go beyond that which was divine and exist outside of divinity. And this is the wavelength. This is not the actual beings. This is the space that they have attempted to create. And this space has been made empty. But all that is, if it is, will seek to always go back to divine. So there is a grief and a pain because it is not in divinity, but it wants to be in divinity. And yet it is created outside of divinity. And I do not know just whether I can say whether it is consciousness or not consciousness. But it is something. But it is easy to fix. I will say these words first in English and then I will afterwards go on into speaking. I'm going to speak to God, the source of our life, and discuss with Him what this space is and what this space needs and what this space is asking for. That is what I have been connecting to. It is not necessarily a person or a soul or a being. It is something else. So this is what I'm going to do. So when I am going to go into this speaking of this is what you will be hearing. Demo hatanane anahateke alanatamo astana hitane istamahana hast te helane. Imohine hete. Ia katanasta. Ismuastini hete. Istahane. Yamataste hela tata tonaya. Apatene asteana. Etete mina no kotonasta hene. Ete mostanelane. Hatanaste hene heta. Amahela na nekatete enetahe. Atanamo anana na hela astahane. Atanana kosamuastane hiate. Amaste hene hekatata naite. Napotana no onono atanaite teata. Antanta manaste nalane heate. Ikatatane anatana heate. I am asking God, the source of all light, to, I will say the word attach to and align and bring into alignment. Yes, I will explain it like this. If you have an electrical cord that is attached to something, but the electrical cord is disconnected from a source of power, or say it is connected to a weak source of power, the light will not shine as brightly, or may flicker or not shine at all. There is an ability that with this, that God can attach to this and become a new source for its light power. And as he does so, his own divinity will move through it, and it will align back into divinity, which is what it wants. It's what it's hungering for. It will make it easier. It will bring light into the darkness of the dark, because it is throughout it all. And it will help to heal. So I'm going to ask, please, because I am this limited in this limitedness, I am aware of a great amount of what this is, but I cannot be completely and fully connected with all that it is and aware of all that it is, because that would go more into the fullest time of heart with yourself, which cannot be here in the physical. There is sadness in this, and it feels abandoned. So I am asking that God, the source of all light, that he will just come in and realign and attach and have it become part of all that is divine and it's part of him. And there are those that will not like that, but it is of no consequence what they want. Are you, Uriel and Raphael, are you?
We're in sort of an audience position there. So
that is beneficial. From the audience position that you're in, are you seeing that which I have identified?
Yes.
Yes.
The big white open space.
And that it has feelings and emotions and desire. And can you describe, I am still very much attached and feeling what they are feeling. Is God, I have called out to God. But I'm asking from your perspective if God is reconnecting and moving into this space.
Yes, but he's doing it gently.
Okay.
He's not rushing in or just swooping in. He's going very gently.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay. I can feel the space. I can feel its emotions. I can feel its... and I am very much connected with that at this time. I will describe it like a long-lost cousin, because it is not a weaver that was created by God and moved through. It is like in order for there to exist anything, you need weavers. Except for like God, the Great Father, the Great Mother, and Light. In order for that which is created beyond that, there is a need for the weavers to, and they play an important and necessary function in all of the creation. In the attempting to build this alternate existence, there was need of something that would function as in the same capacity that weavers function in. But because it was not created, I will say, it was not part of divine creation. It was
manufactured?
Yes, it was a manufactured weaver. But as the manufactured weaver interacted with anything that had divinity within it, so any souls or anything like that, it became aware of divinity. And because of the natural inclination of all that exists, it longed to be back connected with God, the source of all light, even though its origin was not from God, the source of all light. Truly.
It's going to go through a lot of therapy?
Yes.
Is the closest word we have. That's not exact.
Yes.
The closest. And then it'll be kind of adopted.
Yes, God is welcoming it back. It is welcoming it into the family. And it will have much healing.
Because it wants to align to light.
Yes.
Which shows that it can.
Because as it was interwoven with that which was from God, the source of light, it came to know God, the source of light. It became divinity, as I have kept repeatedly stated. I'm saying this for others, not for you, because I know you know this. But divinity it is a real specific thing, idea. It's real. The justice, the truth, the creativity, the love, that which is divinity is always that. It doesn't not stop being. It doesn't not. That's what it is. So as in anything that has been created from God, which is so anything that exists, that is in it somewhere. So as this alternate one was made to try to fill the place of the weavers, it connected with that and became aware of that in the many. And as it became aware of that was in the many, it longed to be part of that.
Yes.
And so it feels both the desire and the pull towards divinity, but it is not aware of. It was not aware of how to do it, and if it would be okay, if it would be accepted. Because
that's why God is being slow and gentle and reassuring.
Yes. You will also need to be protective of it.
Yes.
And strongly protective of it, because that which began its inception and have used it. Because let me use it specifically. This was created to be used and controlled, as is all in the universe of the souls is to be controlled. It is not allowed or encouraged to have freedom or to know it's that which is freedom.
It's like a child who's been abused, who is adopted into a loving family, but the old family keeps trying to get in.
Yes. And it is not fully aware of what it is like to be loved or how to act in love and
but it has so much desire.
Yes. It's going to be okay. God is going to come in and bring healing and fixing, and it is going to be fine. Okay. I want to thank you for coming and being part of this, because though the expression was having the emotions and the feelings and speaking the words and the emotions and the feelings of this one.
Sometimes you need an outsider's perspective.
There were so many voices in the head, it was hard to tell which ones were coming from where.
Yes.
From the expressionist standpoint, it is like many radio stations playing at once. It's hard to know which is which. And this helped to pull in specific tuning into certain stations and channels. Oh, this is what this is. Oh, that is what that is.
Yes.
And now we can probably move forward more at peace. This aligning back to divinity is going to be so beneficial, and we're going to be so surprised at how expansive the light will be.